Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the very first full playthrough of the new Lithoid species. Today, we are going to be playing as the Lithoid Hive, the Terravores, the Devouring Swarm, which is unique to the Lithoid species itself. This is very similar to the normal Devouring Swarm. We have all of the normal bonuses, but we can also begin to devour the worlds themselves, causing damage to the planet and making them less habitable, but giving us minerals, alloys, and even the odd lithoid population. We are also going with the minus to the amenities usage, because amenities are normally what I really hate dealing with when it comes to the hive mind. Our appearance, of course, has to be one of the lithoids to unlock all of the traits, and I've chosen this portrait for our very first attempt, although I was so close to picking this one instead. It's just so alien. In fact, honestly, all of them are just so alien compared with what we are normally used to, but there's something about this that looks so grand and so inviting as it devours your face. For our species name, of course, we are the Lithoids, and for our traits, we have farts, we are very good miners, and we are strong, meaning we are going to have loads and loads of minerals. I really want quite an aggressive start with this species, and I think this will really help, especially since the hive mind uses minerals directly for their tech. And I truly believe, because this species can claim pretty much every world, we are going to go very tech-heavy, very fast, despite being a wide empire. I really want to ramp up very quickly, and going down this route also means going down the route of alloys will be very, very easy. We are sadly repugnant, and we are sedentary, so we don't really want to move around all that much. We are, of course, lithoids, meaning our population rate has been decreased by 25%, our habitability has been increased by 50%, our army health by 50%, and our leader lifespan by 50%. Now, sadly, you can't choose adaptable, and you cannot choose rapid breeders as a lithoid. I really wanted to go with adaptable, the idea being you would get pretty much 100% habitability on most planets, which would be really, really nice. We come from Lathstone, orbiting Lathstar. Yes, I'm just giving in to the Lath in this episode, I have to say. City appearance, we're going with the Lithoid city, which I completely missed in my first look because I'm a derp. For our voice, lithoid, and that is pretty much that. Our ship types, of course, will always be lithoid. So, let's save that, and let's begin. We're going with this difficulty, so maximum difficulty for the AI aggressiveness on high. We have the mid-game as early as I can, and the end game at 2,275, so incredibly early. But I think this species is strong enough, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We could have it earlier, but this is my first time playing as the Lithoids properly, and I just want to have fun. And that's already difficult enough, thank you. So with that, let's begin, and let's see if this empire is as strong as I think it is. And so we begin near the center of the galaxy. Now then, before we even begin, what is our battle plan here? Honestly, I think it depends on how many planets we find early on. If we find a lot of planets in this little cluster around here, we could, weirdly, despite the fact we are a devouring swarm, stay fairly limited in the size of our empire, because loads of worlds in a small amount of space means that our empire sprawl isn't as bad as you would expect, and we could really ramp up research, really ramp up alloy production, whatever we want to do. If there isn't enough worlds, or if I just become a little bit bored, we could try and take absolutely everything. At the end of the day, we are a devouring swarm. We may be called a Terravore, but we have all the same bonuses in combat. We are very, very scary once we get going. So then, with that, let's start exploring around us, and hopefully we get a good precursor. The one I don't want is the one which gives us the relic, which essentially just decreases ship upkeep when it's activated. And I think it helps with colonies as well, and although we're going to colonize loads, it's, in my opinion, the worst precursor. I just can't remember who actually gives you that. So I'm just hoping we don't get that anyway. Some extra research, why not? Some extra unity, that's fantastic early on, and extra research again. I don't want to be completely behind in research early on, and that can really happen if we're focusing on constantly getting new worlds. 3 worlds in our first system? I'm okay with that. That's very agreeable. Okay, so here's my plan. Our original world, Lathstone, is going to be completely alloy foundries. I may even convert our research lab into more alloy foundries. We need to spread quickly to begin with, but then the first few worlds, I'm probably going to focus on either basic resource or research, and probably quite a bit of research, considering, despite the fact you get all these bonuses, if you get out-researched by enemies, suddenly your ships get utterly devoured. And we're meant to be the ones doing the devouring. Now, with these worlds, I don't think there's any of these I particularly want to start consuming. There's the thing. We are the Terravore, but I do feel like we're not going to use Consume World all that much unless we find a truly worthless one. And that's the weird thing. The smaller planets, you may think, oh, that's the perfect world to consume because you hardly have any space to do anything there. But then you can't consume it much because you can only consume it as much as it has districts. So even then it becomes a bit worthless for it. I feel like, though, if we do start consuming the world nice and early, it will give us loads of minerals, loads of population, alloys, and all that other good stuff, and will basically give us a head start. So I am still looking for something to eat. We begin to sell our farts. Good. I think this is the one which gives you the relic world, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, though, I'm almost certain this isn't the one which I didn't want to get, so all the others are fine, so I'm more than happy with this. Wait, what? Well, this planet is horrendous. That's a lot of tile blockers. I don't think, though, we can consume a district if it has a tile blocker in place. Yeah, this seems awful. Why would I want this? Is this something we're going to devour anyway? I wonder what that does. The odd composition of minerals provide ample amounts of research. Well, I can't see anything there, but maybe later on events will happen to make it more useful? Our start has been annoyingly slow, since we need to try and colonize every world as fast as possible, in my opinion, to try and get some serious amount of research and everything else as fast as possible before the endgame. I think we do need to consume a world or two, because that's going to massively increase the speed of our first colonization. It'll give us so many minerals, it'll allow us to get every single station as fast as possible. It's just incredibly greedy, because you are literally destroying a world which then you can't use later. But let's say if a world gives us 2,000 minerals, and only 2,000 minerals, and maybe 100 alloys total. That's still a lot. It only costs us 37 influence to spread to a new system, and because we're a hive mind, we get a +1 to our influence to begin with, and although we are weaker than other empires in the late game when they have their factions and everything else, that still means we can spread very, very quickly. So, unending expansion. Building a new construction vessel, a new science ship, still focusing on alloys with the homeworld. All other worlds will be more balanced, but we definitely need a lot of research since our empire sprawl is going to be absolutely horrendous. But we're going to have loads of resources because of this. Later. I could start consuming this world to begin with. Hello. Rolling away from enemy fleet. Adorable and very, very friendly, in terms of the First Fallen Empire at least. What are you do- Oh, you're trying to get to that- Wait. What logic are you trying to use to get there? I just gave you an order to get here, but then you got blocked off, so now you think you can run down here and jump. Okay. Get home, and I'll give you another job. At least we now know there's no enemies down here, so focus our expansion efforts a lot there. Can't grab that yet, that's fine. I'll grab this instead when I can. In fact, I'll just grab that now. Lovely. We begin the consumption of an entire world. The swarm consumes, the world trembles, we grow. Now, something to concern us is this. Just these jobs here. Now, synapse drones are kind of fantastic in my opinion. When you get a new colony, you're instantly greeted with the synapse drones, which are the equivalent of the populations from a monument from a regular empire. So they give you unity, and they give you society research, which is really nice as the initial colonists. Most planets from most species don't give you anything near as good. The problem is they do consume energy and minerals. So I just need to be careful, and if it gets too bad, I can just literally turn off their job. I'm going to start renaming any world we devour as a feeder world. So feeder 01. This way, when I'm looking at the worlds, I can quite quickly see which one I'm not really using for anything, because even when we consume the world and it's pretty much not inhabited, I am still going to keep it. The reason is, as long as we have one drone here, we will continue to very slowly grow drones. And we may as well keep that around, and then we simply resettle them somewhere else. In fact, that might be what we should do now. Since we're not going to keep this around every time a new population grows here, move them to a world where I am going to keep them around. We'll see. And that is for a relic world. We have ground forces, and remember, our ground forces have plus 50% health since we are lithoids. And we have those because we found a lovely primitive world. Currently in their industrial revolution, and now they're food. And they're apparently butterflies. And food. In case you didn't guess, they are food. Okay, that's interesting. So we still get food from populations we are eating. I mean, that makes sense to me, but it would be nice if we got minerals or something else, but it doesn't make sense. We do, of course, also get society research, which is always fantastic. Just going to turn these off. All of a sudden, you can't turn off districts. I'm just going to destroy them all, since we can't afford all the energy upkeep right now. They're saying that with all that food, we probably can. We could devour this world as well. The first world is being devoured, and honestly, it's helping out a lot. I've got the 500 mineral one twice now, and that's why we're being able to do so much. So, you know what? We consume your world as well. So this will be another feeder world. Expansion is finished, and I'm grabbing one vision. Extra unity, population amenities is reduced, and governing ethics attraction, not that really matters. Although, transcendent learning is amazing because we have a hive mind. Having our leader level up faster is really, really powerful. In fact, that might be best. And because our leaders live for so long. Huh. Normally, I would go for one vision almost guaranteed here, but that's great. Getting our leaders up and running faster from now? Yeah, let's go with that. We are a very long-lived hive mind. Let's stick with that. Oh, looks like we had some bonus alloys a second ago, which is great. And let's see what we get from this consume world. I didn't see. I think I might have got a population. Yes, because we had 0 here, now we have 1. So that was a free population. That time, we continue to consume. Okay, so this tomb world, despite the fact it has the metal boneyards, which is awesome, is so low with habitability, it will once again become a feeder planet. Okay, please get some minerals. If we're lucky with the consume worlds, that'll be grand. Now, normally, I would go with supremacy, since as soon as we find another empire, we're going to have to really go all-out aggression. But prosperity, with how much space we're going to have, is fantastic. To begin with, instantly, mining stations give plus 10%. That's great. Then we can get more energy. Our complex drones give us more, in other words, more alloys. I think since we're going so wide, prosperity is probably worth it. The first of the feeder planets has been completely used up. I can no longer consume the world. So what I'm going to do is just keep one drone here at all times, so we're consistently growing very cheaply a new Lithoid. Oh look, immigration. I didn't even know that could happen with a hive mind. I'm apparently very dumb. Either way, though, it's still worth it. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 1, 2. There we are. Ah, that was because of the housing. So we're growing a Lithoid at 2.5 per month, which is pretty low, but not terrible. And all we're paying is 3 minerals and almost 2 energy for a single drone just be sitting here. I might move you into a cheaper job, though, just because minus 50% resources. There's no need for you to try and do anything here, but for now I'll leave you there, but I can always change it later if it becomes a nuisance. Both of the original feeder worlds are now completely consumed. And so are there just to get us more Lithoids. Ooh, the Relic World is size 20, fantastic. And soon we're going to have the Tomb World, which will be our next feeder. We've just found a 24 Tomb World, which is going to be a truly fantastic world to consume, because, as I mentioned before, the size of the planet dictates how many times you can consume it, and every time you consume it, you add a certain amount of these Lithoid devastations. Once there are no more districts left, you can't use it anymore, and it seems to be random how many it adds. Let me read this. Devastate a world, creating one or more blockers. Yep, you can be very unlucky with that, or very lucky. A 24 Tomb World is perfect for this, because it's a Tomb World, only 50% habitability, which is rubbish, but loads of districts to eat. Which is good, because my minerals are now getting a little bit low, because I've started to finally make some research labs. Our worlds are maturing, and because of that we need more basic resource to feed them. Good timing there, feeder world. Prepare to be consumed. Had to slow down our growth a little bit right now, just because we simply didn't have the resources for it, which is really annoying, honestly. I've got used to a certain speed now, and now we're having to slow down. It's really, really irritating. Minerals are now back in the positive, because we are building the ever-fantastic mineral purification plants. Okay, we found our first enemy empire. It'll be down here, so soon we need to start constructing some corvettes. This is interesting. I can't send my ships past here. Oh no, just you. Why are you trapped? Oh dear. Spectre. Isn't that... Oh dear, it's kind of all over the place. Where even is it? I think that's something that can essentially destroy stations. Well, that's horrible to see so early on. A weird way to slow me down, game. Yep, there's the Spectre. Seems to be mostly ignoring our station, though. It's just going randomly everywhere. Evil jellyfish. Just rolling into my territory. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Okay, you move there, then try and get behind it afterwards. That is so irritating. Okay, thankfully it seems to be going back this way now, so we're going to be alright for a while. I'm now building my fleet up anyway. Time to upgrade what we already have, I suppose, since I can't really safely expand this way.
System geology charted.
Oh dear, that's trapped them all here, hasn't it? So, science vessels, you're kinda stuck, buds. Need to get you all back, so if I do this, it should teleport you... Nope. Since we don't know where it is. Well, once I know where it is, I can then use return, and it will allow me to go missing in action. I'll get them all back here. I'll soon have a fleet strong enough to deal with this, so then we can just expand this way. So we're stopping our expansion in this direction. There's an asteroid there, and because of that, I can go missing in action. All of my science vessels can get back here. Then once I've dealt with the asteroid, I'm going to jump and attack this, which means then we start expanding in this direction. How did you get there? I am confused. I am very confused, but okay. Oh, you're the ship which I set to have passive fleet stance. So the enemy must be stationary. Yep, and it got just kind of stuck there. Still best to kill them though, so... Let's go and do that. I'm assuming they had an advanced start, because that's a lot of space for their type of empire. Okay, I'm going to be quite risky now. I'm going for this Tomb World and for this Tropical World. I don't know where the Spectre is anymore, but this is just such a good choke point. It'd be insane not to. I would love these worlds as well. I'll probably devour the Alpine world, because 65% is meh. I think that's kind of my cut-off point. If it's below 70% by default, I'll just devour it. Speaking of which, I wish you could stack these. Oh no! Feeder World 3 is now finished as well. Though we are getting one more from Feeder World 2 because I managed to remove one of its regular blockers. Ooh, I can do those next as well. Good. More Consume Worlds. Trading 500 energy potentially for 500 minerals or a population, which is worth even more. We have found hidden worlds. Oh, this is the Oracle. Interesting. This should give us quite a lot when it's finished. Seems like our neighbour's having a bit of trouble, which is fine by me. I'm just continuing to be quite greedy, starting to expand properly again now, after the slowdown, which was so annoying. And our research and alloy production continue to increase. We truly have an insane amount of worlds right now. Okay, we do need some more relics though, so where's the next relic going to be? Over there? Okay, well, move there. As soon as you're done with what you're doing, grab that. And the reason why we want more relics is because we want to be able to discover precursor insight, essentially allowing us to get one of the sites instantly, so we go from 4 to 5 to 6, then we get all of our lovely bonuses. And we can also do this, artifact relays. Synapse drones on the planet each provide plus 1% menial drone output and plus 2 stability. And we have quite a few of those, purely because we have prosperity. Every 20 populations gives us 1 extra synapse drone. Relics are really good for Hive Mind, and to be honest, they're good for everyone. I've only just realised this is in fact a feeder world. By my own standards. So this would be number 4, I believe. Okay, that's fine. This world over here will be the exception, because although it is also 65%, it has plus 10% minerals to make up for it, which is fantastic, so we're leaving that. So the Oracle is an interesting one. If we keep it, we get a very special Immortal Governor, which will give extra stability and extra unity at the cost of research. And that's not great for us, considering we have research on almost every single planet, and we're going to continue to stack that. But it is a really powerful bonus. That extra stability means more resources in general, and if we can find a good sector, which has almost completely either just unity or basic materials, or maybe even alloys, then it's great. Or we could just get loads of research, loads of influence right now, and alloys, which is what I'm going to do. So, we've just destroyed it, essentially. And with that influence, reform government, one mind, plus 15% unity from now on. Seems good to me. Sending all extras from the feeder worlds over to our relic world. And I think that is that for now. Okay. Just realised I accidentally had 2 feeders 04. Now we have 4 and 5. We will accept the inoculations as a chance it'll make us far more powerful. Plus, happiness doesn't affect us, so until the effect is either positive or negative, it won't do anything. Normally it's negative up until the event, so that's fine. Well, that was easy.
Special project complete.
This isn't a particularly fast fight. I was saying that, their damage was terrible. We were healing automatically since we are a devouring swarm, and we took almost... yeah, only 4 casualties from that whole fight. That is really good. Shame you can't start devouring worlds until you land on them. Guess that would be really overpowered, but still. Okay, now Discovery is finished. I think I'm actually going to go into Synchronicity. Supremacy is the obvious choice, but this will instantly give us minerals back, and it will increase the stability of our planets. Considering how many we have, that's really good. And this fight has really taken a toll on our fleet. Thankfully, I've converted this into a starbase. That's feeding us. You, move there, move there, move there, then stay there because that looks like a nasty station. You send one of the fleets over here. Can you escape this? Although it looks like you're stronger, you have no armor left and your shields are pretty much down. Come on, run away as long as you can. Even if you end up fighting them, I would rather you have your shields and armor back up, thank you. Since we are the Devouring Swarm, we are healing automatically, that includes armor.
Hostile fleet rumbled.
Fantastic. I think we're just about going to make it. Not quite, but at least we've got a better chance. Okay, that's going to be horrendous. Move back, please. We can probably status quo now, and then regroup. The next time we can just push everything into their territory and just crush them. At the moment, we're not really in a good position to do that, so I think status quo for now would be the smart thing to do. Make sure we keep both of these worlds, and potentially these two. Then we can come back later. Oh, the Spectre's still around. You moving, or...? Nope, you're just wedged in the sun. Okay. Discover precursor insight, finally. Let's grab that, then we can get the home world, which will give us loads of unity, and I think a relic world. I think... Wait, did I never... Apparently I'm just missing worlds now. My mind's kind of slipping, it's getting quite late at this point for the first recording session, and I am missing obvious things more than usual, so I'm going to just sort out this, get the home world, then probably get myself some sleep. Need some more alloys. I've been focusing on research and I'm finally getting that up to a reasonable level, especially considering how bad our Empire Sprawl is. 1,000, although it's quite early to get 1,000, kind of. It's not as good as it looks, trust me. Ooh, no, we need maintenance depots. I forgot we are repugnant. Normally you can do one more, then you go with the maintenance, but because we are repugnant, we are giving less amenities, or at least we should be, right? But you are producing 5. Are you meant to get more than 5? Or is that bugged? This gives 3 jobs, giving 15. Our species is repugnant, so it should be giving less than 5. Oh, I think I see a bug. Okay, I will still be removing repugnant later, even if it isn't actually affecting us, because I'm not going to take advantage of that. I apparently have been, just by playing the game, but I can't see a way around that. Oh dear. Can't confirm if it is a glitch just yet, though. I'll talk about it more later once I've seen proof either way. Okay, the home system is over here, so stop what you're doing, please go and grab that. You move into place. Hopefully this is indeed the one I want it to be. Need to do something about this planet as well. Yep, do that. Eventually we'll be able to upgrade the alloy foundries and the research labs to get more jobs. We just need to move the regular districts away. We've just found the home world, but one second, I've just realised we can check if this is indeed glitched out. So, that's giving me plus 60 from there. Am I getting any from here? Plus 4. So I'm getting plus 64. How many am I getting? Nope, it's bugged. Yep, plus 64. Oh, but though that's with the unity of purpose giving me plus 5%, but even then it should be lower than that, because we're meant to be getting minus 20. It really does seem to be glitched. Either way, the home world. No, it isn't the one which gives you the relic world, it's the one which gives you the bioweapon and just research. Passive effect, leader lifespan plus 20, which is great. And then the active effect is the Pox orbital bombardment, which is an anti-organic weapon which just destroys life. Well, destroys biological life. Very, very quickly, I may add. You can just destroy a planet very quickly with that. But we don't really want to do that, because we want to eat the populations for research. But, you know, it's still not as bad as the other one, in my opinion, because of the lifespan increase, but meh. The drums of war. The Great Khan is here. Where is here? I don't actually know where you are. Oh, there it is. Okay, have fun. We are now the strongest regular empire. All shall fear our might. We're actually beating a few of the other empires even with tech. Oh wow, the Horde's doing well. Well done, Horde. And we even have cruisers now, so soon we're going to go to war with these fellows again, this time with the express purpose of completely wiping them out. And so we move. And it's going to be interesting to see if we have unique strike craft if we are the Lithoids. And we're about to attack because these fellows have just declared war on their neighbours. So they're going to be busy. And we're going to be busy eating them. Okay, right now we have plus 35 on our amenities from jobs. And I'm about to finish off our species modification, which will remove repugnant. Let's see what happens then. Wait, what? Removing repugnant has made us give less amenities. It went down from 35, now it's 28. Yes, that's definitely a bug. Okay. Well, that was well worth it, wasn't it? I don't know what to do now. So... yeah, it's almost as if that Repugnant was giving the charismatic bonus. Maintenance drone jobs 5, jobs base production 20, therefore each job should be giving 4. I must have misread that earlier, huzzah for dyslexia and such, because I thought it was meant to give 5. But no, it's meant to give 4 each. But we were getting 5. Yeah, so Repugnant was essentially giving us charismatic. Either way, we go to war. And we should realistically be able to absolutely crush them, although there is a small fleet there, which is annoying, so you can change places to defend over here. This is already being defended by a bastion, about to build a bastion over here as well. We should be fine. So this is the Lithoid strike craft. It's kind of cute. It's like a little crystal. Where's your homeworld? Let's go right for your homeworld. Okay, grab that colony. It seems like they're withdrawing their forces to defend. But by the time they get here, it's going to be too late. Okay, that's going to fall quite easily. Even more so.
Enemy planet secured. Construction complete.
We will likely win this straight away, but let's do a little bit of bombardment just in case.
Establishing lithosphere.
Let's speed this along a little bit, shall we? War drones. Making them do 15% more damage. What a wonderful homeworld you have. Feeder 06. Consume and destroy everything. I think I should do this to every homeworld, really. Lovely. They're all but doomed now. Engineered evolution or voidborn. I don't think we're going to need habitats. We're going to have so many worlds as it is, but saying that habitats are the best for rare resources. Mastery of nature can be amazing later if we have enough influence, but I really do think engineered evolution. The age of our governors has suddenly dropped. 14 years old is kind of insane. Yes, please. They've kind of just given up. Then we continue to devour. Charismatic. That should bring us back to where we were originally. With the bug. At least I'm not taking advantage of it now. I've paid to have the effect. Oh look, it's the Galactic Market. Shame we can't use that even after we capture this, but still. There we are, it's their last world, so I won't take that just yet. Since I want all of these systems first. Oh, our empire sprawl compared to our research now is just horrendous. Yeah, we're not going to win via research, we're going to win by just having so many alloy production facilities. Spineless cowards. Though to be fair, most of you is gone, so... Spineless cowards, I understand why you're being spineless cowards, but you're still spineless cowards. The Great Khan died, and now they are a regular empire. Probably a very powerful one, I imagine. Yep, second only to me. Though they do have superior fleet power. Do we continue our war now? Do we attack someone else? Or do we start to just chill? Upgrade what we already have? Not sure. Okay, you all grab that. As one. You take out this. Then we're done. And maybe we can fight off the Spectre finally. The last world is being consumed after we fail to take out the station. It'll be easy just to grab it in a second after the war's over.
Enemy planet secured.
Now, there's a lot of micromanagement to do because I have a very large empire and most of it is not being managed correctly and a lot of it's only just being gathered by us, so... This is gonna take a while. The homeworld is completely consumed. We have a lot of drones to move around. Ascension theory is now being researched. And the homeworld has been completely devoured. Everything is looking better now by a long shot. We're not doing terribly for research, we're not doing terribly for alloys, but I feel like it's going to take a little while now for all of our planets to fully come online. I've also taken this little bit of peace to try and make our borders look a little bit better, less random holes in it, for instance.
Construction complete.
Evolutionary mastery is now active. And with that, we're going to grab genetic resequencing, so we have the advanced traits. Though sadly, I think the rapid breeder advanced trait and the robust trait are not allowed if you are a lithoid. But we still get the one which increases research output and allows our leaders to have special bonuses.
Rocket new tech.
Just been doing loads and loads of micromanaging with the worlds over the last 5 or so years, and things are looking really good. I think soon our empire is going to be nigh unstoppable. I mean, right now we're already very much in the lead of all of the other empires. Most of the other empires even have inferior tech, but we are now superior with fleet power against everyone. And hopefully, if we continue like this, we're going to be very powerful versus the endgame crisis. One thing I definitely really need, though, are gateways. Our empire is way too big, and with this annoying thing here in the middle, I can't really get around it. So, two things need to happen. A, gateways. B, destroy these. A little while later, we are building our very first habitat over here, because I want the refinery habitats. Over here, we have our ships ready to kill the Spectre, and if we take a look at our species, we have now been fully upgraded. This will be the final form. Now, sadly, we have lost strong, but instead, we have plus 20% researcher output, and our leaders have special bonuses. If they are researchers, they get plus 5% research speed. Our Grand Leader is also giving us plus 5% research speed. Our governors, I believe, are giving us, yep, research, and even our admirals have a bonus, which is extra fire rate. So, overall, really, really good. Now, let's move out and see if we can deal with these guys. We're now also using the regular strike craft, so I'm keen to see if we have different models for that as well. If I could talk.
Rocking up to enemy fleet.
And so we begin. Okay, let's have a look-see, and yeah, that is a different model. Ah, they're adorable. Look at the little crystal in them. Proper strike craft. Yay. Okay, so the Spectre is made out of armor and hull with no shield, which is good for us since we are using a lot of anti-armor stuff, and it's already melting, and it is gone. What do we get? We get plus 5% physics research speed, which is really nice. Plus 5% energy weapon damage, once again really nice, and just plus 10% energy credits from jobs. That makes up for all of the annoyance earlier and more. Thank you. As all of our little strike craft run back home. There we go. And now this system's up for grabs, although it doesn't seem all that special, sadly. Do that. Grab that. All of the food has been used up. We're now on 7k research, which is pretty bad for our Empire Sprawl, but still beating the regular empires. Our fleets are looking pretty nice, honestly, and we have, at very least, 7 more years before the endgame crisis. I think we're going to be okay, especially since now we're going into supremacy. We're about to get the plus 10% fire rate. We'll definitely have that before the endgame crisis to make our fleet stronger. I still don't have gateways. I'm trying to go for it, but I'm just not getting it at the moment, which is really irritating, since it is a rare tech. But as soon as I can, I will get that. And our worlds continue to get better. And I've moved loads and loads of our populations over to our stations, mostly from the feeder worlds.
Construction complete.
Finally, gateway travel. Okay, so another thing I want to do is move you to over here. We're going to get the rubricator, which will activate its defenses. So, go ahead and do that. There we are, gateway construction, finally. And thankfully we have a very high level scientist here, so this shouldn't take too long at all. Once all of this is complete, it will activate the enemy, which we should be able to crush here with almost 100k fleet power. It occurs to me, I'm being a little bit too harsh on myself in terms of the position we're currently in before the endgame crisis occurs. I keep thinking that normally we are in a much better position just before the crisis appears, and we can definitely fight them back, even if they spawn in our territory. We can at least hold them there for a while, or put up a very good fight. Right now, if they appeared, we would be dead. Simple as that, at least if they appear in our space, which is not the most unlikely event ever. But then I remember that normally I have at least 25 more years before the endgame crisis occurs. This is the earliest I've ever set it, along with the Let's Play, which is currently going on the channel as well, at the time of recording. So, actually, we're doing okay, especially in 25 more years, when the worlds are a bit more developed. Now, in terms of things I should have been doing differently, and I'll try to do now, though it is a little bit too late, I really should have used the spawning pools and, where are you, the cloning vats. And that's purely because, obviously, as lithoids, we grow very slowly. But what I didn't really take into account until now is we don't get a load of the other bonuses for population growth. I'm not allowed to use food to increase the rate of growth. A lot of the techs which increase growth don't seem to be here, or at least seem to have been changed. And loads of other stuff, like for instance now we've gone through genetic mastery, I could give them rapid breeders, and normally I do, allowing them to really increase the population. None of these are present, so that normal minus 25% here isn't a big deal, but the lack of all of the other bonuses has really stifled me, and I didn't realise how much of an issue that is. Should have noticed earlier, and now I am building clone vats and everything else, because they're amazing. They really are. Just here's 33% growth speed, and then the other one over here, the spawning pools, here's plus 25%. Really should be on most planets above, let's say, 15 in size. And then, just having feeder worlds as well. Like, proper feeder worlds, so not ones we've actually devoured. Oh yeah, I can do this again. Yay! But still, perhaps even here, getting to 5 populations and then having a clone vats. Things I've definitely learnt for the future. Because normally, as a hive mind at this point, you're looking at so much more than we're currently getting in terms of growth. This is the fastest growth I've got, and that is not that fast. Now we begin to build our gateways. So one here, so we can connect to that nice and easily. One over here somewhere, one over here. We definitely need one over here, because actually getting there is very annoying, and then 2 there. Yeah, I think that'll be enough, so we're never too far away from anything. There may be 1 near the core here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 6 or 7 in the end, which will be quite expensive, but will definitely be worth it. We need to be able to get around our territory quickly. Talons from the void. No need to talk to it, just destroy it. It seems a bit confused. There we are, we have a brand new relic and one I'll actually perhaps use, unlike this one. Which is always pretty nice. Then if we use that, we can then do Secrets of the Erassians. So let's see what we get from that then. I have no idea what this gives. Could be something great, could be rubbish. Who knows? Population growth plus 5%. And plus 20% research in biology, which is going to be pretty rubbish now, but still the population growth is lovely. Thank you. Nice passive. So something I've just noticed is apparently hive minds have reactor districts by default, which makes sense since normally you have trading districts which can't do anything for a hive mind. So I'm very, very happy with that. Now what I need to do is try to sort out our mineral production. At the moment, it's really slowing us down. And I don't really have enough time to go for megastructures and try to build the matter, what's it called, the matter decompressor? Though it is incredibly powerful, we just won't have enough time. The endgame crisis will occur before then, and we will just be crushed. So what we need to do is start building habitats around mineral-rich planetoids. Nope, not you. It needs to be the main planet. It can't be a moon. Can you please stop being moons? Moons and asteroids. Can we have one regular mineral planet, please? There we go. With lots of our worlds still not giving us their maximum output, we are really struggling in terms of economy. Now, thankfully, our alloy production and research production continues to increase, but getting the basic resources is becoming an absolute nightmare. And alloys are worth very, very little, because this is the internal market. You can't really float your economy simply on alloys like you can sometimes if you are a more regular empire who can trade with other people. Also, I can't sell food right now, which is really annoying because I have no farms. You have to have at least a little bit of income of a certain resource for it to pop up here. So I might quickly make one farm just to sell it all off, then change the farm into a mine. Still though, we are continuing to get stronger. I think my decision to stop expanding for now is the right call, just because otherwise we'll overextend and then everything will break down. And we're already kind of wide enough, honestly. We have enough planets, and now we're building habitats. That should be great. Bioreactor. That's what we can build. That will devour our food and give us 20 energy, which is definitely more than we get from selling it. So, until we run out of food, I'll just keep a couple of bioreactors running. Then later on, destroy them, build something else. For those wondering why I always use refinery stations as opposed to refinery worlds, it's because worlds can be a little more flexible, I find, so I'm a little bit more reluctant to use all the building slots for the refineries, but also the refinery world itself only has a minus 10% upkeep modifier to your different refiners, whereas if we go on over to the habitat, I believe that is instead 20%. Yep, so it's a little bit cheaper, less resource for the same amount of rare resource, which I think is certainly better. Also, I just love habitats. We are about to create our very first Titan, and we've been very lucky with the endgame crisis simply not occurring. I'm still very tempted to try and attack one of the Fallen Empires, not quite sure which one, but we really want that tech. We want the dark matter reactors, the shields, and the thrusters, which are all really, really powerful. At the moment, we're just using basic stuff, which is less than ideal. There we are, the Lithoid Titan. And that is way too bright to look at properly. That is really nice. Here it is with its escort of battleships. Apparently forming one triangle now. Could you spread out a bit more? No? Okay, well, there we go. For a bit of a size comparison. We now have Defender of the Galaxy active, and we have Domination finished. Next, we are going to grab Supremacy, so we at least have the 10% fire rate bonus before the endgame crisis. Okay, I'm not quite sure what's caused this now, but all of our new leaders, all of them, seem to have really young ages. At the beginning of the game, they were in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, now 10. Perhaps after the first wave become non-viable, in other words they die, we get a new wave of them, which then have a more regular hive mind aging system, which is a really, really young age. Well, any new leaders I make now are definitely going to be here till the end. Unless they get killed. Almost all the gateways are now ready. Come on, just one more month so I have enough energy. Nope, actually 2 months, so never mind, I'll just do this. So now we can teleport here, 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 and here. Our ships are looking much better as well, and they're currently being upgraded to be counter to the Fallen Empire. Which also makes them counter to the Unbidden, since they're basically going pure anti-shield. Did someone have to do that? This may be silly, but I think it's going to be fun. We're going to use Galactic Contender. Damage dealt to Fallen Empires plus 33%. And with Supremacy finished, Policies, War Doctrine, and as soon as it's activated, No Retreat, plus 33% fire rate. Oh yeah, we are going to really, really hurt them. We have declared war with the first of the Fallen Empires. We're going after these fellows first, which I believe are the nice ones, the Xenophiles. Look how adorable they are. Ah, apparently I've ceased to amuse. The important thing is, though, we amuse ourselves. Oh, there goes all the shields. And there goes everything else. Yep. That summed it up pretty well. Okay, you can land there. Whilst our Legion continues to move ever forwards. Ooh, unless they're heading towards us, which means we don't have to fight them and the station at the same time. Well, that's fairly lovely. Oh yeah, the cruisers are still using some anti-armor stuff. Everything else is using anti-shield. Just the cruisers. Oh, 2 Titan hits, 2 deaths. I do love Titans. If they're actually efficient is up for debate, but I do love them. We lost 2 cruisers, 9 destroyers, 4 corvettes, and then 3 more cruisers after that. But ultimately, we did defeat them. Okay, can you all please regroup? That shouldn't take all that long, and we are doing bonus damage because of one of our edicts. So we should be able to crush them fairly quickly. And charge. Before they heal up, please. Wow, in fast forward, that is amazing. Just hail of bullets. I love cannons. I know that a lot of the time they're not the best option, but I just love them. The preserve. Primitives. That's actually a pretty rubbish world in terms of what's already there, but at least we get a 20-size Gaia world.
Rocking up to enemy fleet.
Okay, you are not on aggressive, are you? But you're moving. Lovely. Almost no defending armies there, so as soon as this war's over, land over there, and by war I meant to say battle. And then we have Mother, Cradle, Brother, Skyfather, and Sister. And this is what I want. Look at that. 2 of every rare resource, including... Okay, did this always give Dark Matter, Living Metal, and... I can't remember what the last one's called, the Psychic one? I mean, that's wonderful. Cradle gives everything you could possibly want. Yeah, I now remember why we should have done this earlier. Everyone get ready. Also, we need a scientist, please. Where's that closest scientist? We can just jump them in. Get there and start grabbing the debris, because that will allow us to have all the dark matter weaponry and such. Hello, Fallen Empire home system. Beautiful. Okay, so what I would love you to do right now is go ahead and start bombarding every one of their planets. And this is going to take absolutely ages. So, you 3 do that, the stronger fleet, you can be on guard duty. All I want you to do is just sit there and make sure if the enemy appear over here, we can take them out. Okay, ground force, move your butt. Can't believe you managed to lose your general. Wait, Butcher, but you don't have that bonus. Do we have any members of the species yeah, we have 22 of them, which don't have this bonus, which means we have a chance of getting leaders without the bonus, which is very low, but somehow I still managed to get that, and it's on the one I wanted, because Butcher is amazing. Glory Seeker isn't really as good as it seems, because we don't have morale, but still, 5% damage is better than... Well, 5% damage is better than 10%, since we also have this, which gives another 5. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. I forgot my forces were on aggressive, and we kind of invaded Brother a little bit too early, so we've lost a lot of our ground forces, but at the same time, we are going to win. So Brother is already being devoured, which will give us loads of alloys, rare resources, and minerals, and a really nice Gaia world. It's only size 10, but we can have loads of generator districts here. Okay, now that we control Brother, can we instantly start making armies from here? Yes, we can. Okay. So let's get some more minerals. Start making some more ground forces to recoup our losses. I'm already doing that in the background as well. That makes like the 5th world, which are currently making clones. Really should have grabbed Gene Warrior Army before this. Gene Warriors are immense. At least we'll have them before we fight the other Fallen Empire, which are both so conveniently placed for us to devour. So, this may be a bit weird, but after we've invaded these 2, I'm going to end the war. The reason is, if they do awake, I think they can still do that even though the Marauders did the same. And then the endgame crisis occurs, they will fight the endgame crisis and stop attacking us, and they probably will never be strong enough to actually attack us anyway, but if they awake, then they get a few 100,000 fleets, which are nice. And I really want this as soon as possible, because these worlds are amazing. Oh, here's 1,000 energy. Here is broken cryo chambers. Oh yeah, I forgot you've done this. Oh wow, 100 calculators. Why can you have that? Interesting. Why can you have 100 calculator jobs on the Alpha complex? Then in production, we have more of these type of things. But yeah, that is lovely. And we do have the ability to fix these ring worlds as well. Don't know how useful they're actually going to be for us, but still, it's a ring world. It's cool. Oh, our first Gene Warrior has been created. Adaptability. Population housing reduced, that's good. Habitability, really don't need anymore. Resettlement reduced, that's nice, but not fantastic for 2 points in. One free building slot would just wreck our basic economy. I mean, look, again, we're struggling for energy and minerals. So no, instead, I'm going to go with Scientific Revolution. Increase our research speed by 20%, and we get one more alternative. As you can probably tell by our energy and everything else, we now own Cradle, which means we own this system, and all we're going to do now is grab the preserve rather, and then we own absolutely everything we want. So, going to grab that, move our fleets over here, which we already are, thanks to the gateways. Love gateways, need to use them more often. And then we can fight these fellows, although they are kind of just turtling here, which is a bit concerning, but with our bonuses, it shouldn't be a big problem, and our new fleet is almost ready anyway, so we should be okay. And so, status quo. We let ourselves get too involved in this. Let us pretend as if it has never happened. Yep, we're fine with that. Just pretend we didn't just start devouring most of your species. Oh, look how angry they are. These are some truly amazing worlds. And it turns out we get alloys from devouring robots, so since we're about to destroy some robots, that's really nice to know. Lovely. Okay, yeah, we need to start moving populations over here as soon as possible, so all feeder planets will now go directly to there. In fact, any world with any excess population is moving over to there. Dark matter deflectors, dark matter thrusters, dark matter reactors. Just declared war on the robots and they instantly split their fleets. Okay, it's not quite splitting them fully, but still. Where are you going now? Oh, you're going to go like this. Okay, in that case, you move there and intercept that fleet if you can. If not, it means we can go for their homeworld. They're going to take some of our stuff, but their homeworld. Okay, we completely missed that fight, but apparently we obliterated them. And this fleet is going to come back now to try and help out. Fantastic. And obliterated. Well, this was stupidly easy. Why can't I move you into there? Oh, evasive, that's why, okay. Instantly invading their ring worlds. Now using our Gene Warriors, which are so much stronger than the others. Good, good, we still have war drones active. The thirst of the ring worlds is ours. So we have research segments and generator segments, that's all we can personally use. Well, along with Hive, but that's just housing. Still, we get all the class 4 singularities, so all is well. Ground force is about to attack the next section already. So with that, let's send in our fleet and make sure we can grab these two systems before we're done, otherwise we'll have to purchase them ourselves normally, which is less than ideal. Okay, we now have the worlds. Oh, that's why we can have so many researchers there, because it's only research segments, and then all of these cryo chambers which are utterly worthless. They have the long-expired remains of billions of alien specimens frozen in time. Sorry, frozen long ago, if I can actually read. And then loads of food, which, honestly, I am going to remove. I will keep these for now. Just to make sure we can get our fellows here as fast as possible. They did end up waking up. I mean, if they try and attack us, we will just utterly obliterate them. They can try if they like. We've definitely now reached the point where the game is snowballing out of control. Our research is increasing incredibly quickly, so is our alloy production and even our fleets. We have over 600,000 fleet power right now, and that will increase dramatically as soon as they start building again. Right now I'm just building gateways and trying to sort everything else out. With a lot of micromanagement. We've been very lucky with the endgame crisis starting so late, but the problem is it started so late that we've kind of lost a bit of the threat. Which is a real shame. Now, what does the scavenger bot actually give? I'll send a fleet over. The ghost signal. Okay, now I am very, very glad that we got so much time to prepare. The ghost signal, in my opinion, is one of the hardest, if not the hardest, of all of the endgame crisis events. Soon, we're going to be fighting a killer AI with their machine legions. And that's going to be absolutely terrifying. And I have no idea how you counter them. I really can't remember at all. Do they have armor? Do they have lots of shielding? Do they have lots of hull? I know they definitely have shielding, but I can't remember anything else. Now, I could look that up, but you know what? I'm going to go in blind. So, going to continue to build my anti-shield fleets, and if that turns out to be wrong, well, we're doomed. Or at least, it's going to be a fun fight. Two things. First of all, we instantly defeated the scavenger without me even seeing the fight. Second of all, we're now under attack from the Awakened Empire. Yeah, it doesn't stand a chance. Although one of our fleets is far faster than the other, so I'll have to make sure that doesn't go in by itself. Analyze the remains. Nanite repair system, and we gain 2 of the following techs. Marauder missiles, and the nanite repair system. Oh, that's just a really good heal. Wow. Although we don't actually have nanites, so I don't know where to get those, so that's not the most useful. Can you please return home? I love having gateways for once. Okay, all of you just build up there for a second. They're going to try and get back their planets. So actually, no, rush in right now. Well, that was a strength almost 200,000 fleet. Now it's gone. Now, I actually want you to survive, as weird as it sounds, because I want to see what you're going to do once the endgame crisis arrives, okay? So stop. Didn't lose anything, did we? No, I didn't have that before. Okay, status quo. You guys return home. Synthetic disappearances. Step 2 of the event is now here. The arrival. Hello there, how are you? So where's it gonna spawn? That's not it, that's just a regular empire. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, that's something I should have remembered, but yep, that's the whole problem going in blind. I need to remove these. Because I believe we're now under an effect. Wow. Synth populations are being absolutely destroyed, but then ships using sapient combat computers, minus 50% firing rate. Okay, let's tone that down by 1, shall we? Thankfully, this is an incredibly fast upgrade, so there we are. Oh, machine world.
Construction complete.
That is scarily close. At least we can instantly see what they are. Okay, so they're fairly balanced, honestly. Well, lots of armor and lots of shields, so really, what would be best would be anything which ignores all the armor and all the shields, most likely. Missiles, for instance, would be very good against this. Or even, what's it called? Strikecraft. So perhaps I'll start swapping out our battleships after the first few fights. Okay, they're going this way. This is thankfully already a bastion. No, it's not. That's an anchorage. That's a bastion. Darn it. Okay, well. What I might need to do then is change this into a shipyard instead. Fully into a shipyard. Turn it into a citadel. No, sorry. Shipyard, citadel. Then maybe change these buildings as well. Okay. So you guys go there to upgrade, because that's where we're going to be attacked. Second machine world, thankfully very, very far away. Good news, bad news. Good news, I've realised that all of the enemies are terrible versus shields. Every last thing they have is awful versus shields. And that's where the good news ends. The bad news? Machine world. Right there in my territory. So, all of my fleets, please move to that location instead. Could you please all get there and group up, because you need to stick together for this. You probably can take down one of their fleets quite easily together, but I'm not sure about the main fleet, the guard fleet. We just need to stop them from spreading. If we can just keep them in that system, that's all I want. So, I'm just doomed. One more of the machine worlds are within our territory. So we have one which is very close, two inside our borders, and a third over here. I'm also now going to be spamming cruisers for fun. Well, originally it was going to be just for fun, but I think it should work. They have strikecraft, and they have missiles. Which should be good versus this. They essentially ignore shields and do bonus damage versus armor and hull, so... yeah, for now though, fleets move out, and good luck.
Construction complete.
Well, here goes nothing. Can we please at least destroy this fleet? This area is forfeit, but can we destroy this whilst we start to make our new anti-them fleets? The new fleets are heavily shield-based, and they have weapons which should be good versus them. These fleets do not. And some of them are still using the AI, by the way, so they have minus 50% fire rate. But bear in mind, we are the Devouring Swarm, and we have Defender of the Galaxy. We have a lot of bonuses on our side. I've activated all the edicts I possibly can to help out. And that's that. I am terrified. You know it's bad when you see several Titan shots hit one target, and it doesn't die. Why are you even here? Well, it's drawing some fire. Stupidly, but still. Take that! Your shields are doomed! See? Told ya. These fleets aren't too scary on their own, but remember, this is just one fleet. This is one fleet. There's 2 spawning per world, and it will make more as it continues. But if I can defeat this one, or at least hold it at bay... well, I've got into very close quarters, which isn't very good for the battleships or the Titans, but still. Did I just miss with 2 Titan shots? Well, that's worrying. Okay, okay. How much did I lose? Lots of corvettes, that's to be expected. Okay, that wasn't too bad at all, so what are they doing now? If they're just going to sit there with that other fleet, I could risk it and run off to try and take out this. And it wouldn't take too long either. No. Okay, I'd have to teleport using the jump, otherwise it's going to take too long to get back. Okay, so jump. Get there, then run away and regroup, because if they go there straight away, we're doomed. Since after the jump, we have minus... oh, no. We can't do that, because it's going to instantly crush us. So instead, go back the long way, regroup near the gateway, actually jump to the gateway, then wait until your jump drives are back online, then we can go again. I am too tired for this. Words are difficult. The hive knows all. I do love that. How can a synth possibly try to sneak into a hive mind? If I can't read your thoughts, you're not one of us. So I wasn't quite fast enough. They've managed to build their base in the system, thus I can't use the gateway. I thought I'd get there just about fast enough, but just as I was able to jump, it sadly was built. So what are they waiting for? Oh, they could be waiting for this to be completely consumed. Or is that just going to be a Guardian forever? I don't know. If that's just a Guardian forever, though, we might be okay. Because we took out that main system so early. Oh. They now have access to the L gates. Well, that's problematic. Well, looks like they're more than happy to move around. So, yeah. Destroy this fleet if it's still there, which I hope it is. Then run over there and try and do the same. Though at this point, our fleets are going to be quite badly hurt. Okay, here's hoping they're right there still. Either way, though, I need that gateway back. Okay, thankfully we can annihilate those gateways incredibly quickly. That fleet used the gateway? If it's grabbed another gateway, it could have teleported somewhere else. Not too sure. Still, let's do that. Then, can I use that gateway even if it's not under our control specifically? Yes, I can. Okay, so neutral gateways I can still use. Great. I really don't think this is the right thing to do, but it's going to be fun to see if the strike craft really are that good in such high numbers. My first few cruiser spam groups are almost finished, which is great, and I'm trying to stack up their damage, although it seems to be a bit difficult sometimes. You're all here, so now you can upgrade into your shielded and non-AI forms.
Rocket new tech.
Well, they've taken over the L gate. Well, at some point they managed to retake the gateway, so what I think we need to do is, as soon as I have at least 2 or 3 fleets of the cruisers to follow the battleships, I'm going to go here and try and take out this world. It's going to be really dangerous, but if they keep on using that gateway, at some point they're all going to teleport in and cause absolute havoc. Well, this is bad. They've just sent out 2 of the 500k fleets. One of them, though, seems to be damaged. So I'm having to retreat back over here. So this now becomes our main threat. Though the gateway is still really, really problematic, as you can well imagine. Attacking the world right now, I actually believe would just get us killed. I'm just about to send in the fleet, but looking at what's here, if it was just this, maybe, just maybe I would, but right now, there's no point. So it's just a matter of destroying the fleets they keep on sending out. That's all I can do. So I think what's best is to jump them all over there, wait until the jump comes off, destroy that, and just keep on upgrading our ships. Our research is still going up, and look, eventually they'll be stronger, more shields, more damage. You know, I'm starting to think the battleships are still the best option. Just making them more anti-them. I honestly didn't think I'd lost anything then until I looked. It's like they get killed in one shot. Okay, well, we've forced them away from here at least. Again. It seems like they like to finish off everything in an area before moving on. So if they're still devouring populations, they will wait until everything is eaten before moving. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with the cruisers, just because A, it's something I never really do, and B, I really just want to see if it works. They seem to be more preoccupied with other areas, as you can see, so they're not really attacking us as much as you might expect. This gives us time. every time I get one of those repeatables done, it makes us so much more difficult to kill. 5% extra shields, or 10% extra damage from the strike craft, or even 10% from the missiles, is a big deal.
Search complete.
Realistically, what we really need to do is wait until they enter our territory, then attack them, because Bulwark of Harmony is amazing. It's plus 15% extra fire rate, which is pretty lovely. You know, I think I might have been going about this all wrong, since I just so wanted to use Strikecraft, but instead what I'm going to do now is build battleships which are still using the same main weapon. Where are the battleships I can show you? Hello. But then they have the hangar core, so it's the focused arc emitter, then 2 sets of Strikecraft, and then disruptors. That should be pretty good. We can destroy their regular fleets now with very, very minimal casualties, which is great because we're going to need to move back there right now. Yeah, let's put this for now as a no-fly zone. Then get you over there, please. Thank you. Didn't I just say you can't go through there? There we go. And they're attacking over there as well. Bugger, bugger, and more bugger. Whilst I'm trying to defend the galaxy from this threat, the Awakened Empire attacked us. My curiosity has bit me in the butt. I had to give up as they were about to take Cradle, and that would have just sapped so much of my resources, it's unbelievable. And now I am a signatory, which normally I don't think you can do as a Devouring Swarm. I'm not sure, maybe you can. Either way though, you may notice all of these borders are open, because now people might not like us, but they'll accept us for a while. As soon as the war's over, of course, we'll just burst through our shackles and devour them, because we are many times stronger than them. I have pushed my navy capacity to its very limit. I do think the cruisers were a bad idea. Either way, though. Let's go.
Hostile station engaged.
Please focus on one thing at once. Nope. Instantly going for that. I mean, even killing that's fine. We have every bonus we possibly can, even using the relic bonus at the moment. Which is that there, find military applications. So we're doing bonus damage versus armor, since this is made out of bulk armor. There goes the missile swarm. The missiles do a fair bit, but yeah. Oh, come on, take it out, finish it off. Yes! Okay, one thing's been done. Great timing there to run out of minerals, since that's going to apply a negative modifier if I left it going any longer. Okay, we have lost so many ships. But, gone. Yes, there we go. Okay, I am really happy with that, can you tell? Destroy that world now. Okay. I also need to get back to micromanaging the worlds. I've been so focused on everything else. Nope, just gonna sit there. That's fine by me. Oh look, it doesn't have a health bar anymore. I assume then now it's just when it reaches 100% devastation.
Hostile fleet rumbled.
Meanwhile,
Accretion complete.
I'm being attacked over there. Well, there goes one world. Okay, forces. Avoid that, so just teleport straight over to there. Get ready to go after this one next. Now I'm trying to get back into micromanaging the world, so hopefully we'll continue to get stronger anyway.
Construction complete.
I'm amazed we have so many Titans still alive, honestly.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
How many did I lose? Mostly just cruisers. Yeah, the cruisers were definitely not a good idea. Let's push them back to the gateway and then decide what to do next. You're just going to sit there until a construction vessel gets there. But your construction vessels, I've seen, are all over the place. Constantly running out of resources. Moving all of our fleets into position. We have way more battleships than before now, which is very nice. They seem to be completely focused on this area over here and this area over here. They are ignoring here completely, which I'm very pleased by. If we can take out this, then we can focus on this world next. Then there's only one left. Trying to afford the dark matter is becoming my worst bottleneck. It's very, very expensive. Now, thankfully, you don't need too much per battleship, but you always need it. And it's always expensive, and I don't have access to the regular trade things. Now, another thing I've noticed, which is really irritating, is that right now, a lot of the other empires have closed their borders to us. Which means getting over here is going to be a nightmare. Where's the closest L gate? My thought is we can jump through an L gate, which they're definitely using, there. Then declare war with this. But I can't, because I'm currently working for these fellows. So I'm going to have to kill these. Yeah, declare war for independence. Aha, which means we'll be at war with everyone. Okay. So we can get there. We just need to make sure our fleets are ready to just go straight through everything. But first, let's figure out where all the wormholes go. The machine world has been destroyed. They're looking at our fleets. Most of our fleets were as well. So once again, we are very, very vulnerable. Okay, all of you, get over there. At least now, we're only defending from one side. Well, the rest of the galaxy is definitely not doing as well as me, which fills me with a little bit of joy, I've got to be honest. We just need to remember, we have to focus on their main worlds. We don't need to focus on all of this. Although, that may be a way of us to actually get to that last world. Still trying to decide how to do that. Oh, okay, so this wormhole here goes all the way to there. So we could use the L gate to get there, then simply go through there. We can avoid most of their fleets, honestly, despite the fact it's in their territory. From there to there, and then straight to the world. I think that was the sterilization hub, right? Yes, it was. Trying to micromanage all the worlds whilst I'm also paying attention to everything else whilst it's getting very, very late and I'm getting very, very tired is becoming very, very difficult. But at least now we do have a plan. The enemies seem to really not care about this area, so I'm just bulking up all my fleets here. We're going to go in, destroy that, and then we have access to the L gate. The L gate means we can go straight over to here. Then from there, we have the gateway, which means then we can just go straight to there in the future, which will be nice and easy. Go all the way across, probably jump there once that moves. Then we can get over to here. Seems reasonable. It's a shame you won't let me enter your territory, and I can't open my borders to you, which would normally make you open yours to mine. Oh, here's an easy way to get there. L gate. There. Will definitely be in range to jump. And continue from there. We've now been attacked by 4 regular fleets. Thankfully, once again, though, these are incredibly good versus them. Although, we are starting to lose ships. Continuously weathering us down. With that world destroyed, it's now time to jump on over to here. So, we jump there, then we wait until our jump is off cooldown, so we're no longer being penalised for that. Then we make a move. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, well that's fine, but we still wait anyway. I think we're strong enough to deal with that as long as it doesn't have any outside help. And look, no landing forces this time. We'll go much smoother. Here we go. Attacking the final world. So much more damage dealt by our initial attack. The hub is almost completely removed. Shame it isn't, though. Oh, come on. Final attack. Just one more hit. There we go. Face the wrath of the swarm. Beautiful. Lost quite a few battleships though, that was really painful. But with that, we can begin bombardment of their final planet, which will then reveal their homeworld. Then we just need to set up an attack for that, which will be difficult. The heart of the contingency. With the destruction of all 4 machine worlds, scientists managed to deduce the origin point of the ghost signal. It must be neutralized. So where is it? Hopefully it's close to me. Is that it there? That's good, it's close to me, but the problem is I have no access without jumping, so I'll have to jump into their system. Oh, that's not gonna work. I guess what I'll need to do is declare war with these fellows and then just sweep in there. Actually, what I should do is declare war with these, destroy them, because that'll end the war. Then I'll be under truce, which means I can then go through here and destroy this. Unless you're not part of them. Oh, you're not! Even better. I'll just declare war with you and just go straight through. So I forgot one thing. These fellows won't let me go to war. So, I'm going to go to war for my independence.
We have declared war. Time for this rock to roll. Station under attack.
So we're going to break them apart. Just sending one fleet up here to do some damage over here, which should hopefully force a victory. Turns out all we needed was status quo to guarantee our independence, so everything else move out. I am, though, honestly tempted to just jump in, because the final core is mostly armor. There's a defense network here, and I think that's all that's defending it? I can't remember if there's a fleet or not. Can one of you get a little bit closer so we can have a look-see? That would be lovely. Oh, right, I forgot. We won't be able to see inside because it's not how close you are in terms of the space, it's how many jumps you are. In that case, transfer 1. Singular ship. I'm sending you in to have a quick scout. You are not going to return, I'm afraid. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hello! Yep, so it's just these, and that's almost completely armor. No, almost completely hull, I should say. Okay. Oh, is this still glitched? It says 1 fleet power. It's meant to be really, really powerful, obviously. This happened a long time ago. If I recall correctly, I think I landed 1 shot on it, then it died. I'm hoping that doesn't happen now. I can't really get out of this fight.
Innovation rollout.
Please don't fire on the main core.
Fleet destroyed.
Oh, its DPS didn't seem very high. We could just jump in, make it easier on ourselves. But we might just lose because of that. So I've decided we're going to do something incredibly stupid. We're going to jump right in. The reason is, a lot of their damage comes from their strike craft, and every single one of our battleships has a flak artillery and a guardian point defense. We are very, very good against strike craft, so I think we can just do this. And if not, it's gonna be hilarious. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we are. Beginning to release our swarm, which is kind of just guarding us. Do you want to maybe go play with the Nexus? Maybe? Perhaps? Oh, we're moving so slow because that's a neutron star. Okay, incoming their strike craft, and look at all of that point defense hitting it. They are not going to last long. Oh, and there goes our swarm. Finally attacking them. Oh, looks like everything's being hit quite a lot. Though we are mostly focusing on the main core. Come on, main core go down. Now! Lovely. As soon as the armor melted away, these things just crushed it, and that is terrifying. If we just pause for a second, then do this, that'll remove the trails. Wow. Okay. Yep, you're being devoured. So with that, bombard Nexus 01. And there we have it, the end of the contingency. And with that, I think this run is over. We have defeated the endgame crisis, which thankfully opened up a lot later than it normally would have. And I think I've done okay, but I've learned a lot about how the Lithoids work. The biggest thing to take away from this is that it's not the minus 25% population growth which is the big deal, it's the fact that so many of the normal bonuses are just disabled. So every bonus you can get, you need to try and get. And that took way too long for me to realise and really, really slowed down everything. But in the end, the Terravores were victorious. Now, I will definitely be doing another Lithoid playthrough in the future. I think I could have done so much better, and hopefully, all the stuff I've learned this time will translate into next time, and I'll make less stupid mistakes. And one thing I think I've also learned is that Consume World is really, really powerful in the early game. That just gave us such a huge boost to begin with, so I originally didn't think it was that great, now I think it's an absolutely fantastic ability, which makes the Terravore very, very powerful in the early game, but sadly it does lose relevance mid-game to late game. Still though, really fun. Now, if you have any suggestions of what Empire type I should play next with the Lithoids, then please tell me in the comments below. I am torn between so many different ideas, which I think will work wonderfully, and having even more ideas might help. Or make it even harder to decide. Either way, tell me, maybe there's a really good idea out there. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. And now I'm finally off to go and get some sleep, so I can talk normally again. Well, normal-er.